So let's go live. I hope that you are doing well. God bless you. I hope that all is going well for you. I hope that you are doing well. I want to kind of talk to you a little bit about following your dreams and just what do we do in terms of following our dreams and how do we kind of make some things happen. So I hope that you are doing well and God is blessing you and things are going well for you. And I want to kind of just come and talk about that. The whole idea of following your dreams. How do you follow your dreams? We talk a lot about Haru versus Set, and I've been on here talking a lot about, the idea of some of the comedic ways of looking at things and the idea of Haru being your will and being that part of you, that aspect of you that kind of lets you follow on the path that God wants you to follow, and that Set being that part of you that has wrong belief, negative beliefs, or fear, slaying a pep, if you will, and how those two things fight each other. And so when you think about it, as I think about history and a lot of the things we do and I talk about, I want it to be something that makes me, you and I, do more with our lives, kind of follow our dreams and do the things that are in our hearts to do. So I wanted to kind of share that today and kind of share with you some things that I'm doing and hopefully it can inspire you and just talk about that whole idea, because at some point in time, the history that we study and the things that we're looking at has to do more. It has to begin to impact our lives today. We have to be able to apply it to our communities in ways that can help us with resources, help us grow, help our children be educated, help our whole family. So I think history has to be more than just something that's on the wall. It has to be something that applies to us today. So as I talk about, I want to talk about a whole line of art products, if you will, that I'm launching, and talk about some things that I'm doing and hope that inspires you. And I want to talk about the idea of taking some of these concepts, some of these Haru concepts and the idea of establishing your will and applying it to businesses, applying it to things in your life that can help you and your family and just following your dreams. So I kind of want to jump into that. I want to thank those of you who've shared and those of you who've become members. I want to thank and I want to share this aspect of it, because I'd love to hear what you think and what your thoughts are about it. But as I think about those who are being members, I want to kind of do more than what we're doing with the site. We're not trying to do more than just talking with videos. I want to be able to do more with this. And for those who are members here on YouTube, just $4.99 a month, who are members, I am, as you know, offering a separate site that you have access to, that I give you access to as a member. And it goes through a whole line of resources. And I want to turn this into a whole library, if you will, a whole library of courses that you can take and you can look at, as well as resources you can read. So you can see right now, I'm just giving you a peek at the site so you can see kind of what's on it. But for those who are members, you have access to this course and how did Kemet get started. I've talked a lot about it, but I've actually put together a mini textbook. So the textbooks associated with this, along with videos, as well as a little quiz, if you will, that goes in support of that. So the first two courses are How Did Kemet Get Started and Kemetic Calendars. And this is for members who are members here on YouTube, who are members, and it's just $4.99 a month, just members who are paying $4.99 a month. And I very much appreciate that. In addition to online courses, which I want to develop, there are also resources like timelines, if you will, and books having to do with ancient Kush, like Tuatamani and Taharka, as well as Sahure and the Step Pyramid and things of that nature. I want to take this and I want to make this big. I want to make this go so it could be a repository of resources, a whole line of resources, like a library, if you will, online library that gives you access to things with respect to ancient Kush and ancient Kemet, that teaches you more than just things that you just might see here and there, or you might see pick up here in a book. There are things that you can actually kind of go deeper in. And I ask you that you help me. I ask that you kind of support. And for those of you who've been willing to kind of help and to be along for $4.99 a month, I very much appreciate it. Thank you for those who are doing it. Anybody else who'd like to join along, I'm going to be building this library. My goal is to make this a significant library of course offerings and resources that you can download, that you can keep and read, to give you a whole list of things to walk you through ancient Kemet and things about ancient Kemet from the Old Kingdom and pre-dynastic era all the way up through its entire history, as well as to look at things with aspects with respect to Kush, as well as their religion and what they believe. So it's not just a one and done, and it is going to take me some time to build. So I do appreciate your patience, and I do appreciate those who are coming along for the ride. And I'd love to hear your comments about it, your suggestions. How can we make this better? How can I make it better? How can we give more offerings? And I thank you, all of you who have been giving information already and putting in questions and things of that nature. I very much appreciate it. So I wanted to share that this is, as I mentioned, is up and it's live, and it's for those who are members, and it's $4.99 a month who are here, and you can see the link in the description. And I want to make this a whole library. So I ask that you join me, that you support me in this, that you support this, and give me ideas about what more we can do with the site. So it becomes kind of an online community where we can share these things, and it will no longer be, telling our children, this is what happened in Kush or Kemet, and this is why it's called Kemet, and things of that nature, and them kind of combating what they might be learning in other sources or in school or something like that. We can actually send them someplace and show them resources, well-researched, well thought out explanations of what the Kemetic people said themselves about their lives and what they believed, and not just give them pieces that are picked out and just show them, Greco-Roman era, just show them a later part and not give them the breadth of what their ancestors had to offer. So this is what I hope would be, and something that you could share with your children and share with other people. But I want to ask that you kind of support, and I want to let you know about it. I want to thank those of you who are members for supporting me in that. Because we do that, and we think about just kind of moving forward. We think about this whole idea of following your dreams. I think about that whole thing about Haru versus Set, and the challenge that you have to overcome, whether it's fear or a challenge you have, and maybe you have an idea or you have a business that's been inside you that you've been wanting to do to make an impact, to impact your life and to impact other people's lives and to leave a legacy as you move on and when you pass on. And maybe something's been challenged you for that. I always say that if you have a challenge or you're thinking about something, cut out all these other distractions. Commit yourself to whatever your dream is, and work on it, right? Don't spend a lot of time watching television and silliness and crazy things that are on. Follow your dreams that God has in your heart. And that's exactly what Tuetamani was saying when we were talking about Tuetamani, a Kushite king. That's exactly what he talks about in his stela, that he had a dream in his heart, and the person who allows God's dream to sit in their heart, that person will never go astray. Your dreams, your ideas, and your success will not fail if you allow God's dream to kind of sit in your heart and grow. It's almost like let it take root. Jesus said, let it take root and let it grow forth. So that's kind of what our ancestors were talking about. Being able to take that dream, put it in your heart, and let it go farther. Not just let it sit on something or not do with it. Give it time and the attention, the sunlight that it needs. So in addition to that, not only am I doing the thing with members to kind of have a whole online library, if you will, of courses and resources, but I'm also launching a whole set of resources, a whole art line, if you will, a line of art that is inspired by African American and African themes and our heritage and things that are spiritual, things that allow us to look into ourselves. Because as I look at a lot of the resources and a lot of things are out there, and I go shopping for things, some things I look for things and they just don't quite hit. They just don't quite hit on things. They don't quite necessarily kind of tap into the inspiration that we have, the aspirations that we have, the beauty that is African and that is African American, and in general, the African diaspora. A lot of it just doesn't touch on it. And I believe that if you're looking at something, whether it's education or music, whatever your dream may be, and if you see something that's not quite there, that's God kind of giving you an open path and opportunity to kind of move forward and do it. So as you look at it, you see I have a whole line of resources, and even canvas prints, which I'll show a whole line of resources. And this gentleman right here, you can see just a whole line of resources that are there, that are showing, things that may inspire us, things that you may see in representations, beautiful representations of African American and African people and our heritage, whether it's on tote bags or canvas prints or whatever it might be. And not only is it representing resources that you could carry around with you, but it's and things that are pictures that allow you to think about introspection and prayer and maybe help you meditate. Kind of carry that focus with you. When you leave out the house and you have these things in your mind, your heart, take the meditation with you. Take the message with you. Why not just keep it, don't just have it just in your four walls or in our four walls. Why not take it with us to inspire other people and just to inspire ourselves? And, even if we are inspiring other people or not, to inspire ourselves as we walk through our day to kind of keep that introspection. So I have, not only that, I'll have your resources and backpacks that are dedicated to countries. So you see Nigeria right here at Tote Bag, and then the gold of Africa and America and Kenya, Tote Bag, as well as the wonderful land of Ethiopia. And you start to see just resources that are there and available for us to kind of look at and kind of be able to dig deeper into, so you can see it. So I'm looking at all these resources that I'm thinking about and just digging into what our heritage is and what our children and we ourselves can celebrate. And so, like I said, as I look around at a lot of things I look to kind of get or to get for young people or to purchase for myself, I don't always see things that are inspiring or that makes me dig deep. And that's where your opportunities are when you have that kind of way. And you can see this here on this particular Ethiopia's book bag. It just kind of looks through some resources that you may have and be able to kind of go back through and take a look at, various things that might be available. that are different things that belong to a different way of thinking about things. So that's part of my inspiration. That's part of the dream. And so I'm launching the whole line as in time for the holidays. I'm going to be putting some discounts out, and I'll be talking about the discounts, but the line will be there, and there'll be resources, like I said, that you can use, that you can carry, or you can give as gifts, or you can think about African culture, African American culture, African diaspora culture, our history, the history of Africa, and a lot of things just in general that reinforces your spirituality, reinforces our heritage, reinforces our belief and our strength in one another, and not just, kind of shying away from these things. It used to be a time where a lot of this was very, very much in your face and very much out there. And I don't see it as much anymore. And like I said, that's one of the reasons why I did this and kind of put this out and have been working on this. And I truly believe that if you have a situation where you're following your dreams and you're following the dreams that God put in your heart, you don't have to be limited to one thing. A lot of our people were multifaceted. A lot of times in this area, we think you have to be in one line of business, or you have to do one thing. You can do many things. That's kind of what our ancestors were doing. And I really encourage us to kind of tell our children, to teach our children that there's many things you can do in your life, and there are many things that reinforce you. And it doesn't matter if the other person over there doesn't like it. I mean, that's another thing. And when you think about African heritage and you think about Kemet, I see a lot of it in a lot of the comments that are not so nice and things that people will say. A lot of times you're going to be standing sometimes in a way and in a road that other people may not agree with, or other people may not like. And when you take chances, when you're starting to develop yourself, or you're taking that whole concept of the Asarian tale that we talk about, the whole concept of a Heru versus Set, sometimes you're going to feel like you're on an island. Sometimes you're going to feel like you're taking a chance, or you're getting beat up, or you're in this battle that is going back and forth, and you can't quite see the ending. You can't quite see where this is going to end up and how you're going to get through it. That's going to be the way of life. And a lot of this concepts that we're talking about, a lot of these spiritual concepts that we talk about, they require faith. They're going to be faith. They're going to require faith, and they're going to require a number of different things for you to look at and to kind of be in tune with. So as you do that, it works its way out, and you begin to kind of see inside yourself. You begin to kind of check yourself and to look inside yourself to follow your dreams. So I challenge you to, and I'll kind of share this with you as I take this journey along with my business. I want to share that with you. I want you to share it with me. Let's support one another. Let's help each other build resources and tools and businesses, or whatever it may be, to help our community, help everybody, to kind of spread, because that's how you begin to make a change. Because it's not just, history has to be real. It's not just something that we talk about. It has to be something that we act on, right? And I believe that God gives you a purpose and a line and a belief and a way of doing things for everybody. I think God puts a purpose in your heart for everybody. So I want to help you fulfill it. I want to fulfill mine. I thank you so much for listening. I hope you take a look at this, and I'll put it, it's in blackandeducation.org. So blackandeducation, all one word, .org. You can see that. You can find the shops there, and I have a link down below that you can see. But God bless you. I thank you for looking at it, and let's help fulfill our dreams together. Let's look at this and kind of make something more of the things we want to do, and be a support to one another, and ultimately have the spirit and the spirituality that we're developing help support us do things, help support us go further and move forward in life and do more. So I pray that we'll do that, and this is what it'll kind of move for. So let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below, and even your ideas for things you want to do, your purpose in life, and how we can support each other as a community to help make those things happen. So thank you so much. God bless you. And I thank you so much for listening. God bless you.